Hello, welcome back to BLENDERSUSHI live noding. In this episode, we're gonna continue from the previous live noding where I was saying that I want to make this kind of a design using curve, and I want to kind of have a little bit of generative control over the curve. And the curve can be anything that we draw, whether it's using the easing function or any kind of math function you can think of and turn into curve, or you can draw your own. In this case, I'm actually using a spiral. Okay, the spiral is also comes with Blender if you turn on the extra extra objects, and then you have this way to create curve, and it generates this kind of curve. And what's going on here is that I'm using the curve to generate this kind of design. And again, this one is using adaptive edges. It's I found it's one of the most interesting nodes in SpreadShop. It's one of the power nodes. It does quite something in here. And I'm using a cylinder. Basically, if I break this down, I turn off that thing, and then you see here I have a cylinder, and I'm enabling the separate, and I'm using the UV connection, and I get this pattern. Originally, of course, it's a cylinder, but I just get the V or the V directions of the cylinder, so just these edges, and I'm using this for my design. I can still control the radius top, radius bottom, and the subdivisions, the height, and whatnot. And I'm using these lines and adaptive edges, just simply replacing each edges using the spiral. I'm using the objects in light spiral, and you get something like this. There's a little bit of funny things going on there with the spin, with the twist. Maybe it's by design, the adaptive edges, trying to find the point normal. At some point it looks actually quite alright, like at this point it looks totally fine, but it's if I change the height or something, it start to spin and twist the samples or the instance of the spiral. Well, I think, yeah, even though we have that kind of issues, this is still quite interesting, and you can perhaps do all kind of design using this. Maybe it's the up axis that we can rotate ourselves. So I'm using this rotation nodes that can rotate the vertices. Potentially this can help with the point normal. I found that point normal is one of the things that's a little bit hard to control. Well, that complication aside, if you now if I generate some kind of curve using grease pencil and convert the curve into Bezier, so I get my curve. I could bring this into SpreadShop and then get a new design. Let me try that. You see, that's a new design. Let me flatten this thing. So this one, again, we have a slight issue with the twist rotation here. I just wish it can be more flat or can be twisted facing certain angle. For now, we have to settle with that. So maybe there's a way to fix that. But this is a kind of design that I was thinking about. We can have less divisions or more divisions, and we can make it grow. So it's like the mandala thing. There's actually there's this iPad app actually that does this kind of thing, quite interesting. you can do some kind of drawing, and then you can split it into radial kind of symmetry. When you draw something on one of these edges, it will copy it. Obviously, you don't actually need a edge adaptive to do that. You can simply use a matrix and then whatnot to do the instance copy. It's a to think it's a bit like array, but a radial kind of array. So I'll keep that in for my own radial array. This is what I'm trying to do with the edge adaptive. I'm taking advantage of the way it simply, in this case, it simply duplicates into the edges of cylinder. But you can use anything, you know, not just cylinder, but maybe sphere. Separate on, plug that in, and you get a new design. Even though we still have this issue or with the twist and the spin. Oh, okay, the sphere actually gonna generate a lot of edges, but we're still gonna get a result. So that's, see, it's pretty interesting. Thanks to edge adaptive. This is a kind of design that's a generative. I think it's quite interesting to explore. So I'm gonna take a snapshot of this. Anyhow, I think this is pretty much it for this live noding video. It's pretty simple, pretty basics, just showing you one of the techniques that you can use. I guess if you have any feedback, question, suggestion, let me know down below. Thanks again for tuning in. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.